YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. Each one of you is welcomed from wherever you are connecting. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. Do not struggle or swim. Instead, float in the river of life. Instead, float in the river of life. There is one thing: struggle, swim, and float. Life has always been so modern or primitive. Tensions are there, anxieties too are there, objects change, but man remains the same. 2000 years back, you were driving a cart. Now you are driving a car, maybe automatic, maybe electric, but the driver is the same. His mentality is the same whether he is driving a manual car, electric car, or ordinary car. The cart has changed, things have changed now. You were driving a manual car, now you are driving an automatic car or electric car, but the mentality of the driver is the same. When a situation comes on the road, you may be having a gold plated iPhone or smartphone. You may be wearing the most expensive dress, but when somebody gives you a bad drive, you may be driving a BMW or Mercedes Benz, but your mind is still in that primitive state of a bullock cart. The way you get angry or anything is the same. I had an experience in Kyoto, Japan. A man was walking on the street. He got stuck by a car. He fell down. He got up, settled himself, thanked the driver of the car, and walked away. This was a strange behavior. So the person who was taking me around, he said, this man is practicing Zazen, the Zen methodology. And why he thanked the driver? Because when someone hits you or does anything against you, anger is necessary or bound to come. But the man hit him, created a situation for him to get angry, but instead the person did not use the remote to change his screen, and instead he stood up, shake up himself, and thanked the driver and went away. Had it been elsewhere, this would have been a scene or something or the other. So do not think that because of the modern life there is so much anxiety. It is because of you. The anxiety, the depression, the tension is not because of the busy city life. It is not busy, it is not because of any other reason. You are the reason, not the modern life. You will be in anxiety wherever you are, in whichever type of civilization you are. Go to a village for a few days and you will feel good for a while, because even diseases need readjustments. But within 3 days, you will get adjusted to the village life. And then anxieties will start surfacing, disturbances will again be felt. You go for a holiday to relax yourself. What happens? Did your anxiety disappear? Did your depression, did your tension disappear when you went for a holiday? You went for a holiday to get away from your environment. Was it the outer environment or inner environment? Now the cause will not be the same, but you are the same. In the city where you have gone to visit for holidays, the place is different. The circumstances and situations, the lifestyle is different. You may feel one day different, but whatever is there within you will surface. You are the same. Sometimes it happens that you may be disturbed because of the city traffic and the noise. And you may be saying that you cannot sleep at the night because there is so much traffic and the noise. Then you go to a village and you will not be able to sleep because there is no traffic, no noise. You are so accustomed to this noise. So you are complaining in the city that you cannot fall asleep because the neighbor is playing the music, blaring music. And now when you go to the environment where there is no music and everything, then you will have a problem because there is too much of silence. You have to come back because the village looks dead, dull, and there is no life. People go on reporting such things again and again. They go to the hill stations, Kashmir or any other place. There is nature in its pristine beauty. The snow-capped peaks and things like that. You can enjoy for 1 or 2 days, valleys and hills. Then you will get bored because you are accustomed to the busy city life of your city. You had been telling that now things are getting on my nerves. You are the problem, nothing else. So when you go for a holidays, you will never return relaxed. It is not a busy city like you go to Kashmir. It will not help you. You go to any other city, it will not help you because it is not the busy metropolitan city of Mumbai, London, New York, or any other. And not that, so you will always remain the same. You can go to New York or to London. The moment you get the opportunity, you will run away from there. Who prevents you? Why not go? Go to the forest. Who prevents you? You will not like to live there, although you complain of the busy city life. But when you go to a solitary retreat or something else, you will not like it. You cannot live there. Right now, you may like it just for a few days. It is a change, and then the same story begins. Then you will get bored. The city life is created by the madness of the mind. You are becoming mad because of these cities. These cities are built because of your situation of the mind. They are built for you and by you, and they exist for you. And unless this mad mind changes, these cities cannot disappear. So what is very important that you have to change, and once a change takes place within you, wherever you are, on top of the mountain, on a street where there is no cars rushing, there is no stampede of the people, you can be adjusted to any situation wherever you are. Remember one thing: whenever you feel that something is wrong, find out the cause is in yourself. You are the cause. You don't need to go anywhere. Out of 100 times, 99 times, you will find the cause is deep within you. And you find the cause. The moment you find the cause within you, you will find many causes will disappear. You are the cause of whatever is happening to you. You are the cause, and the world is just a mirror. It mirrors you. The busy traffic light, the busy traffic in your city is a mirror that reflects the stampede of thoughts within you. You are the cause, and the world is just a mirror. It is consolatory always to find cause somewhere else. Then you never feel guilty. You never feel self-condemned. You can always point out that here is the cause. This is the cause. And unless this cause changes, how can I change? You can escape into it. This is a trick. So mind always goes on projecting causes somewhere else. Someone said that he cannot sleep because dogs are barking. The nature of the dogs is to bark. Dogs do not know whether you are sleeping or waking. Or there are mosquitoes, so you cannot fall asleep because of the mosquitoes. Mosquitoes do not know you that you are sleeping, you are resting, or you have a busy schedule tomorrow. You have to adjust yourself. And the moment you take the barking of the dogs as the rhythmic music, you will find the very next moment you will fall asleep. And dogs may be barking, but you will fall asleep. Change has to happen within you. You can escape, but solution is not that. So your mind always goes on projecting causes somewhere else. The wife is disturbed because of her husband. The mother is disturbed because of the children. The children are disturbed because of the parents. Everyone is disturbed because of someone else. And everyone always thinks that the cause is outside somewhere else. I have heard once Mullah Nasruddin was passing on a street. It was evening and darkness was just descending. Suddenly he became aware that the street was empty and there was no traffic, and he became afraid. A group of people were coming towards him, and he was reading and he was reading about the robbers, murderers. So this created a fear in him. He started trembling. He thought, he projected that these people who are approaching him, they are robbers or murderers, and they are coming, they are bound, and they were bound to kill him. So how to escape them? He looked all around. There was a cemetery. So he jumped over the wall of the cemetery. There was a ready-made grave for someone. So he thought that it will be good to be dead, lie down dead in that grave. So these robbers and murderers, they will not disturb him. They will feel that he is dead and they cannot do anything. So Mullah lay down there. The group of the people that was approaching him, they were just a marriage procession, but they saw the man trembling and jumping, and they became afraid and wondered what was the matter and who is this man. And they thought he seems to be up to some mischief. So Mullah thought that these people who are approaching, they are, because there was imagination in him, that he had been reading the stories of the robbers and murderers. So he thought that these are the murderers. They are going to kill him. But instead, in reality, that group of the people was a marriage procession. So Mullah jumped over the wall of a cemetery and he lay down in a grave that was ready to be made for someone else. So these people, group of the people, thought, what is wrong with this man? Why is he trembling? He seems to be up to some mischief. He seems to be up to some mischief. Why is he hiding there? So the whole procession stopped and they jumped over the wall. Now Mullah became more afraid. Now they came near and they asked, what are you doing here? Why are you lying in this grave? And Mullah said, you are asking a very difficult question. I am here because of you, and you are here because of me. You are asking a very difficult question. I thought that you are the robbers and murderers, so I hide myself here. This is what is happening everywhere. The husband is afraid of the wife, wife is afraid of the husband, and so on and so forth. You are disturbed because of someone else, and someone else is disturbed because of you. You are just creating everything around you, projecting the fear, and then becoming afraid, scared, and making efforts to defend yourself. And then there is misery and frustration and conflict, and you want a solution for this. This is the problem of Mullah was imaginary. Everyone is living in an imaginary situation of fear. The whole thing is stupid, and it will remain unless your attitude is changed. And always try first to find out the cause within you. Everybody has fear deep within him, and he projects it on everything, on the other, on something else. How can traffic noise disturb you? How? If you are against it, it will disturb you. You are against the barking of the dogs. That's why it is disturbing you. If you have the attitude that it disturbs you, it will disturb you. But if you accept it and you allow it to happen without any reaction, then you may even start enjoying the barking of the dogs or the rhythm of the cars moving in a traffic. So total acceptance, this is what Zen calls it Zazen. Things are as it is and you are not doing anything, sitting by the side of the ocean, the grass grows by itself. Grass is not growing by your effort. But if you accept it, if you allow it to happen without any reaction, then you may even start enjoying it. It has its own melody, its own music. You have not heard this kind of music, but that does not mean that it does not have its own music or rhythm. Someday forget yourself and listen to the traffic noise. Stand by the side, busy corner in your area where you are living. Just come by the side of the road, stay there for a while and listen to the music. Watch the cars moving at a pace. Sometimes they are coming, rushing. Then there is no car passing. A car passes and then a few minutes after next car passes. Just listen and do not bring your attitudes that this is disturbing, that this is not good. Don't bring your attitudes to it. Just listen to the melody. In the beginning, it will appear to be chaotic. That too is because of the mind. That's why I said the man could not sleep because dogs were barking. So it is the chaos of your mind that is creating the disturbance. If you relax totally, sooner or later, everything will fit into a harmonious whole, and even the traffic noise will become music for you. You can enjoy it, you can dance to its tune. It all depends on you. Nothing disturbs unless you think that it disturbs. And we think that barking of the dog disturbs, the loud music disturbs, the light disturbs. So then you are bound to remain the way you are, complaining. I tell you that many things have disturbed humanity because there is a certain concept that they disturb. When the concept changes, the things remain the same, but they do not disturb. For example, there are things that disturb you. Let's take, for instance, masturbation. Disturb the whole world. Just nearly half century ago, the whole world was disturbed by it. Every teacher, every father, every parent was disturbed by it, and every child was disturbed. And still in the larger ignorant world, it disturbs. And then psychologists, psychotherapists discovered that masturbation cannot disturb anyone. It is natural and there is nothing wrong with it. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. It was the old teaching that has become part of your life. It was because of that. Everyone was forced down for it. Soon the same thing is happening, the barking of the dogs, the light, the noise, and all these things. Modern science, modern research says that it is healthy. Medical science says that it is good because a boy at the age of 13 or 14 or a girl at the age of 12 and 13 becomes sexually mature. If nature has allowed, they would have to get married immediately. But they are not ready. They are ready to reproduce. But civilization of necessity forces that they have to remain unmarried for 10 years or at least even more. But the medicine says that 14 to 20, 21, these 7 years are the most sexually potent time. A boy is never so potent again in his life. The energy is bubbling up. You have to harness it properly. If you can harness it into creative purposes, it will be good. So science looks at it in a different way. Science says it is healthy because it is relieved of unnecessary energy unless you can direct it into creative channels. That unnecessary energy will create problems otherwise. So it is healthy. But all the problems are within ourselves. But my thinking is totally different. It is neither healthy. One is thinking that it is unhealthy, the other is thinking it is healthy. It is neither healthy nor unhealthy. The idea is there, it is healthy, and the concept is stretched, it will become healthy. Now in the West, it is said not only the masturbation never allowed anyone's intelligence adversely or the other. The point is, we do not allow things to happen naturally, or we just, it is, if there is anger, just accept it, and you don't need to do anything. This is what Zazen is, and sooner or later the anger will disappear because you are not paying attention to it. Look at a child who is trying to get the attention, so he is creating problems. He is doing this and that, so he is looking for an attention. The moment you give attention, it's a different situation. If you allow him to do the same thing, whatever he is doing, and you do not pay attention, when he realizes that nobody is doing anything, he will be okay. I'll give you an example. When I was growing up, during the time of the month of October, there used to be the spiritual gathering at the shrine of this Sheikh Brij Lal. So from Kanpur, where we were living, the the things have to be transported in a truck, but that truck was an old time truck. The distance between the dashboard and the seat was more. The seat was hard. So I and my cousin were going. So he was a little boy. And it happened that the driver mashed the brakes and his head hit the dashboard and got hurt. He looked at me. I saw it, but I paid no attention. He looked at the driver. He was continuing to drive the truck. So he remained quiet. Nothing happened. We reached the city. Everything was offloaded. He was playing and this and that normally. Then all of a sudden a grandmother came. As soon as the grandmother came, his pain activated. He started crying that this thing happened and this hurting, and so my grandmother said, okay, all right, I'll just fix it for you. So I said, this happened 3 hours ago. Why you did not complain that time, and you are complaining 3 hours after, and you was playing and everything? You know what was his reply? What was the use of complaining? I looked at you, but you paid no attention. I looked at the driver, he was unconcerned. So why should I waste my time? Now my grandmother is here. I can complain, I can cry and see, so she will pacify me. This is the nature of the mind. This is the nature. The society has closed the doors, and all these things happen. But the thing is that we pay too much attention. Every parent is afraid because the parents know when he was young, when his boys come of the same age, he becomes afraid and he starts looking around at what the boy is doing. He's afraid. And if he catches the boy, he will punish him. This is the situation of every parent. Both are positions, and when a boy masturbates, he is suggesting in that moment, because when the sexual energy is being released, he becomes vulnerable, open, flexible, and his mind becomes silent. And the idea is put in the mind that the moment he will have its effect. So if you tell him you are going to be ill because of this, he will feel ill. You are projecting, infusing an idea in you that this is wrong, and if you continue to do, you will fall sick. So you have given him a suggestion. He will start feeling like that. Buddha is reported to have said that every thought will become actual, so be aware. Every thought will become a suggestion. It is an auto-suggestion to you. If you think that traffic noise disturbs you, it will disturb you. You are already ready for disturbance. If you think that a family life is a bondage, it will be a bondage for you. You are ready for it. If you think that poverty will help you to be liberated, it will help. Ultimately, it is you who is creating the world around you. Man ultimately becomes what he thinks himself to be, what he gives auto-suggestion to him. Tantra says, understand this casuality. It is within you, and so what you are doing, you are struggling. Either you are struggling or you are trying to swim. Swim is an effort also. But when you are floating, so the sutra says the solution is you float. You lie down on the surface of the water and you are floating with the current of the water. Whatsoever is happening, you just allow it to happen. Sooner or later, it will become natural and spontaneous and it will disappear. If you pay attention to anger, just as you pay attention to that child who is trying to create the mischief in order to draw the attention, if you leave him as it is, that will disappear. If the anger is coming to you, allow it to happen. I gave you the example in Kyoto. The man is walking on the street and he is stuck by a vehicle. He gets up, shakes up himself, adjusts himself normal, and he thanks the driver, goes to the driver and thanks him, and then goes his way. The enlightened one is really in neither, because he ceased to cause anything around him. He simply is. That is why Buddha never says that the enlightened one is blissful. Whenever someone asks him, tell us something about someone who has gone beyond, whether he is in perfect bliss or not, Buddha laughed and said, don't ask me. I can say only this much, that he is not in misery. He is not in misery. I cannot say anything more. He is not in misery. That is all that I can say. You want to know that what are the qualities of an awakened one? You are disturbed by the duality of the mind. This is heat and this is cold. Arjun asks in Bhagavad Gita, what are the qualities of a sage? Krishna says, one who is equipoised in heat and cold amidst the dualities. There is nothing good, nothing is bad. Everything is an aspect of the mind, a way of thinking. You think this is good, that is not good. We propagate according to our own belief system. Nothing in reality is good or bad. It is related to the circumstance and situation. During winters, wearing woolen clothes is the way. Because there is cold, you have to protect yourself, so you wear the woolen clothes. In summer, it is not. So is there any condemnation for that? When you are hungry, you eat. And when you are not, you don't eat. Why so much insistence is on the negative? Because Buddha knows, when you have come to know that you were the cause of the misery, then you know that the bliss was also the cause. Bliss was also caused by you. Then one ceases to cause anything. Nirvana or enlightenment is that you cease to cause anything. You cease yourself to be happy. At the same time, you cease yourself to be unhappy. You are the cause. You were causing the misery for yourself. Now you are causing happiness to yourself. So Nirvana means cessation of causing anything around you. Nirvana is cessation of causing anything around you. Then you are as you are. No misery, no bliss. To say that there is bliss is wrong. If you can understand only this is bliss, there is no misery, no bliss. This state is beyond. You are neither affected by the misery nor the bliss. If there is bliss, the other has to be there. If there is bliss, then misery is bound to be there. You are still causing something. So it is cessation of any situation. And if you can cause bliss, you can cause misery also at the same time. So an awakened one cannot say, lean to any side. He is like a tightrope walker. He has to walk on the tightrope. So he leans to this and that side. And by doing so, he is creating balance. How much can you stand it? How much? Have you ever thought about it? 24 hours being in the bliss. Can you stand it? You need the opposite. You will become bored and you will go on seeking someone who can teach you how to become miserable again, because you are still living in duality. If the world becomes blissful, there won't be any teachers. There will be teachers because people need misery, people need bliss, people need to move from one polarity to the other. Transcendence means beyond the polarity. Cessation of all that causes anything around you, creates the polarity of good or bad, right or wrong, male or female, bliss or misery. So Buddha is ceased to exist as bliss, as misery. He is as it is. You are the cause, and you will become enlightened the moment you know that the world you are living in is caused by you. It's not that each one of us, husband is living, the wife and the children are living in one world. Husband lives in his own world. He has his own imagination about his wife. Wife has his own imagination about her husband, about the boyfriend and everything. So husband is living in his image, in the world of his image created by his mind, and wife is living in the world that is created by her image of her husband. So everyone is living in his own image. Enlightenment means you have known that the world you are living in is caused by you. When you will not cause it, you are not causing, you are not creating any image of your wife or your husband, it will disappear, the world will disappear. You accept things as they are. The traffic will go on, the noise will be there, and everything will be there as it is. But you are not there because you have disappeared, and with that, the cause also has disappeared. You have created the image for you of your wife, and that was the world that you wanted your wife to be this way. Wife wanted her husband to be this way. So each one, the moment you are no more, the moment you are enlightened, you there is a state of cessation. That cessation is that you are not creating anything, you accept things as it is. A cessation of causing anything around you. The image of your husband, the image of your wife, image about good or bad, right or wrong, high or low, you have ceased, means you do not exist as mind to create anything. You have accepted everything as it is. This is what enlightenment is. You will become enlightened the moment you know that the world you are living in is caused by you, and you cease, and you are in a state of cessation, not creating a cessation. You are in a state of cessation, not causing anything around you. Enlightenment is there. There is neither bliss nor misery. Both have disappeared. So what you will call this state? Disappearance of misery or appearance of bliss? It is still you are in the mind. So when Krishna says one who is beyond the duality, he uses the word heat and cold. So neither misery matters for you nor bliss matters for you. Neither man matters for you nor woman matters for you. Neither high matters for you nor low. Neither the sinner or the virtuous matter for you. These are the states of the mind. The noise will be there, everything will change, will be there as it is. The only thing is this, the cause is no more there, and that is it. So do not fight, do not swim, simply float, and things will change around you. Only this much for this morning. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day.